What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one's going to be an OG video today. So what I'm going to do going forward is usually one OG video or something like that, or a reaction video. So yeah, on my other channel, my Red Pill channel, I took a step back, doing videos. It's, September, I had a lot going on. And, I'm writing the book, doing a bunch of stuff, doing a bunch of work. And I've been crazy busy. So going back into content creation. So one of the things that I want to really focus on is delivering more videos. But this particular video is she pulled away, she backed away. I want her back, right? So every single OG video is going to have this colorful chart in front of you. All right. Now, this is the reason why I want to point this out to you is, and Aaron Doughty has said this before, but 90% of change, healing, 90% of self-work and all that is awareness. Okay. So if you want to heal, if you want to become a better person, you must become aware of what you're feeling, thinking, and doing. Your brain is literally a transmitter, transducer, whatever they want to call it. It's going to create your reality by the thoughts. You can't do anything without thinking about doing it first. Okay. So what you actually think is true for you. Okay. So if you literally think that you'll never find a good woman, never find a good man, whatever the case may be, that's going to be true for you. But if you think that you can, then that's going to be true for you as well. So all the self-work begins right here, okay, inside. So when somebody says to me, right, I want her back, whatever, right? So this was something that I had, I think a day or two ago. A guy reached out to me on Instagram and he was like, hey, look, I'm going out with this girl. She pulled away. I don't know what she's doing. And he wants her back. He wants to get her to, come back around. So whenever I give advice or start working on things with guys, I say, look, I get them to focus on this. Okay. So on your screen, you should see my mouse. So this guy right here, he wants her back, right? So that's desire. This is a main thing for everybody that's going to be watching this channel and other channels like mine. You guys want something. Usually it's an X back. Usually it's some sort of result. Okay. So you always have to remember that there are certain rules that are going that you have to fall under. One of them being, are you doing attractive behaviors, right? Do you understand the opposite sex, right? So men, do you understand what women are looking for? Do you understand why they want what they want from a guy, right? And media and social media is going to tell you a specific narrative than what's actually true. Okay. And a lot of guys even go to women for advice. What do I do? She doesn't want me, blah, blah, blah. And women will say, well, just tell her how you feel, right? That's usually the bullshit advice that you get. That's why you want to go to men, mentors, teachers, people you trust, masculine men that you trust. Sometimes you'll get good advice from women. I've actually seen it happen, but generally speaking, you want to get advice from men. Now, if you're going through a breakup and you want someone back, desire is the first thing that you are, you want, which implies that you lack said thing. So if you desire somebody in your life, I want them back. I want my ex back so bad. Inside here, this is a vibration. Okay. So basically you are going to be communicating to the world how you feel inside. Your outer exterior, world will be, it's a reflection of your inner world and your inner feelings and your inner thoughts and your actions that you do take. Okay. So this guy in particular was like, I really want her back. What do I do? Right. Now, a lot of guys have an issue with applying no contact and pulling away themselves. They automatically go, okay, she wants to pull away. How can I fix this? They go into fix it mode. When women lose attraction for you, that like love will follow. Okay. So you don't want to be chasing, okay? Because guys will leave in my comments, they'll say, women never come back. They do sometimes. They'll say women never come back. This is crappy advice or whatever they say. Some of the haters, right? And I'll say, okay, so does chasing work? And they're like, well, no. I'm like, okay, then what do you think you should do then, right? Because there is no in between. It is black and white in this particular situation. You can't be friends with her, right? And a lot of men will accept friendship because they don't know any better, right? So accepting friendship is a no-no as well, because that's not what you want. See, this chart here will help you start living in your truth, okay? So a lot of people will lie to themselves, to the people around them, because they have these emotions going on. So, for example, say you are, in a relationship and you want somebody back, or say you're dealing with something, right? And some sort of issue comes up where you have fear. Because you don't want said thing to happen, you will lie, right? So say you made a mistake, you're like, oh, fuck, I fear losing this. Even though most of the time, or some of the time, telling the truth or coming clean or whatever will actually help support maybe if it was a relationship thing, or maybe a certain thing happened, and no matter what happens, it's going to be destroyed. Their respect for you will be different, right? So fears, right? I'm reading a book called Conversations with God right now. Actually, I don't know where it is, but I have it on my phone. And in that book, I read everything. So I add things to my tool belt, right? In that book, they say love and fear are the two main driving forces of why we do everything in this world. Love and fear, right? So usually we're trying to avoid something, so we fear it, and we're trying to go towards something because we want it, and we want that love, or we want to love something. We want to give love and receive love, and we don't want bad things to happen, right? So usually we lie, okay? So this chart will help you live in your truth. When you live in your truth, better things will start happening for you, okay? So usually when guys are going through breakups, and this guy right here, his woman pulled away, right? His woman pulled away from him. So he's obviously fearful that she's going to find another guy. He's desiring her, right? He's obviously grieving because he's like, fuck, this sucks. He's actually feeling apathy because he's like, oh man, this kind of my life sucks right now. So his entire reality and how he's thinking is going to be all negative in the force section, right? So people who have successful relationships, who have a successful life, are living up here most of the time in most of their pillars. Now, I'm writing about the pillars in my book right now, but the pillars are really important for you guys to continue to work on no matter what. Health, wealth, social circle, personal development and goals, and relationships, right? So these are the things that you have to understand. So in relation, there are obviously subsections to each one of those things, right? So obviously, if you're working on your health, you want to be low body fat, a lot more muscle. For relationships, maybe if you're a woman, you want to understand men better. Maybe if you're a man, of course, you want to understand women better, and what makes women, what makes a woman attracted to you. Attraction is the number one thing that matters, right? Everyone thinks it's love that matters, right? And like I said, like in that book, that's behind it all. That is true, right? But there are certain conditions that come with love, okay? And if you're a complacent man, right? Or you're an insecure man and you have shit to work on. Insecurity is all of these negative emotions down here, right? Running rampant. You don't have control over them. You know how many guys that I have coaching, access to, because they bought into my monthly coaching program or whatever. They will do shit. And I'm like, okay, first off, why did you feel like that action? Maybe it's texting her, telling her why can't her and I just talk, right? Or texting her, late at night, getting drunk, right? Drunk texting, just dumb shit that they never should have done. They need to, get control over those emotions. Now, usually when people are up in these sections, so acceptance is a big one. So this guy in particular, the one that walked away, that pulled away, he needs to accept the situation. It is what it is. Yes, you are here now, and yes, it sucks, and you have all these things going on, but you have to go, okay, you know what? This is where I'm at. And then you have to become more neutral, right? You have to be willing to work on yourself and look at the emotions associated. Now, it's not just going to turn, it's not going to change tomorrow. Things take time. Things take, it's called the law of gestation, right? It takes time for things to come into play. Just like it took me 4 to 5 years to build up my business to what it is now, right? And it's going to take another 5 years to get to the next goal, right? But I have bigger goals than most people do. And those goals evolve as you climb out of these, because I think that's personally, in my belief, it's our natural tendency to keep striving for more, right? So in general, right, this guy needs to accept where he is. And I told him this. I said, you need to relax. It happened. And in his particular situation, he's an insecure guy. And like I say in my book coming up and in my videos, people walk away because of usually one of two things: A, complacency, or B, insecurity, or both, right? Sometimes people choose the wrong woman or wrong man, but generally speaking, people, so I see this happen a lot where resentment is built up. Resentment usually gets built up because of not expressing certain things and not expressing how you feel, because you're afraid the other person will get upset with you or whatever the case may be. So you just bottle it up, right? And then you build up this massive resentment towards that person, and you're like, fuck, man, like, I don't even like you anymore, right? So that's the issue. So this is why you need to focus on this chart and read these 2 books, right? So all the books will be in the description box down below. And if I remember to put them in the pinned comments, I will. But if I forget to do any of that stuff, you can email me. It's in every video, but that is in the description box down below. And I'll send you the books that you need to read. But this chart is from A, the Sedona Method, and B, Letting Go by David Hawkins. So when you work on this stuff, you're going to start realizing where you are. So 90% of healing is awareness. So when you're aware, now you have a choice to make, right? So again, if you want to think about our bodies, right, for just a second, if you're overweight, you're aware you're overweight or getting overweight or unhealthy, because you'll start feeling stiff, you'll start feeling bigger, you just feel off, okay? So you're aware of it already, but then you have a choice to make with every single change in your life. Either you work on this or you don't, right? You choose to work on yourself, you choose to work on everything, or you don't, right? You have to make the choice, okay? So when you make the choice to work on your issues with communication, maybe you have communication problems, okay, why do you think you're afraid to communicate? Is it usually because you're fearful of what that person will say back to you? Are you fearful because of maybe in the past you tried to communicate and somebody said, shut the fuck up, right? Maybe somebody said that to you. Maybe somebody made your voice feel like it's not worthy to be heard. Okay. So there's lots of reasons why, and this could be a 5-hour video, right? But this guy in particular, if somebody pulls away from you, of course, right, at the end of the fucking, what are we, 14 minutes without cuts, right? He needs to accept where he is and work on his situation. Let her go so that she can either choose him or not. See, the thing is, everyone holds on to hope. When you start hoping, okay, you're still down here, because what will happen is you're going to be attached to that outcome instead of being neutral about the outcome, right? So you still desire. When you're hoping, you're desiring. That's a forceful thing to do instead of being neutral. Okay, you know what? You don't want to be with me? Fine. There's the door. And don't let it smack you on the way out. That's the exact thing you need to do when somebody does not want you anymore, or doesn't want to be with you anymore, or whatever the case is. So you have to become neutral about it. And to do that, you have to let go. You have to accept where you are. You have to, work through your issues. Okay. So if you guys want coaching on this or you want to join my monthly coaching program, let me know. Send me an email and I'll talk to you guys there. Click on whatever video comes up next. Done.